they put a target on their back for them to get stabbed, jumped, murdered.
Now, Andrew Tate has been sitting inside a federal jail in Miami for almost 2 weeks. And according to his own lawyer, the situation inside is becoming pretty dangerous for Tate.
The allegations that they've been accused of are some of the worst allegations in the world. And in particular, those types of allegations, SA allegations, sexual assault, and anytime you involve a child, let me tell you right now, that doesn't play well for anyone politically in jail. So it's got nothing to do with their ability to defend themselves or this or that. It's got to do with the fact that they put a target on their back for them to get stabbed, jumped, murdered, whatever it is in jail, because that is how jail politics and that is how jail gangs and how the jail economy works. There's a pecking order in jail. It's very real.
So basically his lawyer, Joseph McBride, said that Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan are being harassed because of the sexual offenses and the CSAM charges against them. And in the statement that his lawyer made, he said that the allegations that they're facing have placed a target on their backs in jail. And he warned that they could potentially be stabbed, jumped, or murdered inside the jail. So I'll try to find some actual reports about if Andrew had been attacked in jail. But aside from the statement that his lawyer made, I couldn't really find that. But this is what his lawyer is saying. So as you guys know, Andrew and his brother Tristan were arrested by U.S. Marshals in Miami on July 18. And the arrest was connected to the British authorities wanting to extradite him and his brother. And so right now they're fighting a combined 59 charges, which includes allegations of rape, assault, trafficking for sexual exploitation, CSAM charges. We know that Andrew Tate before this was really out here saying like, hey, you guys come and get me, right? We've seen the clips.
Tell everyone I'm a human trafficker. You think I'm not versed? You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this shit. Come get me, raid my house, take my stuff. You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me, arrest me,
And so I'm not sure if he thought he would be in this position eventually, but here we are now. Now, a few days ago, we also talked about that Andrew has been placed in the special housing unit, also known as the SHU. So he's basically separated from the regular inmate population, and his lawyer has described it as solitary confinement and says the placement is partially connected to the danger surrounding their case. And this is something that Andrew was actually complaining about online. But the same isolation that Tate was complaining about might actually be the very thing that's preventing other inmates from reaching him. Now, his lawyer basically called the solitary confinement that Andrew was in torture. And then Andrew was mentioning a bunch of things about how the water faucet is broken, bottled water is not permitted in his section, and apparently he's been drinking warm water from a dirty shower faucet. And he says that this has caused persistent stomach problems. And then he said a bunch of other things like they don't have normal phone access, which is interesting because he's basically putting up a bunch of tweets, right? But I think that's his team. But anyway, these were the things that Andrew was claiming, and jail officials have not publicly verified that his water is contaminated or that it caused his stomach problems. Now, the most interesting thing about this entire thing is that the public image that Andrew has built is definitely colliding with the reality of federal detention. We know that when it comes to being behind bars, ain't no Bugattis or private jets or cigars and mansions and all that. This is jail, so it's not going to be comfortable, and yeah, definitely no Bugattis in there. And by the way, how Andrew is even able to post all these tweets, according to his lawyer, he's not the one physically posting the tweets, but the ideas are coming from him. So because his legal team are basically in communication with him every day right now, he's passing the messages through them, and they're the ones posting on social media for him. Now, for a guy like Andrew Tate, it is really important to control the narrative about himself, and because social media is the place that he blew up and gained all this popularity, the driving force behind his name and maintaining his fan base is his social media presence. And that's of course a big reason why we're seeing all these updates from him. Now, another thing that's been going on is this, and this is pretty funny honestly. So there's apparently a bunch of Andrew Tate fans who are traveling from different parts of the world all the way to Miami to support him. And the most viral one is from this guy right here. I came across this clip on social media, and this dude right here actually said that he spent $50,000 just to travel from Dubai all the way to Miami to advocate for Andrew Tate. Listen to what he said.
And I've spent $50,000 in a trip from Dubai to Miami just to make this very video. I'm not a judge, and I haven't seen the evidence. But guess what? Neither has any single one of you, including all of the haters. The UK government is throwing countless allegations with "trust me bro" type of wording and is not releasing any tangible proof of any of it.
And Andrew Tate, in support of people like this, he put up this tweet that said, "For the people holding signs outside the jail, it's very high up here and the smaller signs are hard to read, but I can feel every word. Thank you." But the funniest part is the community notes tab on Twitter said the following: "There was only one person outside the jail today with a sign." So apparently it's not as many people as I thought. But aside from that, there's even fans outside the jail doing push-ups for Andrew Tate.
I know Andrew's proud. Good squeeze, good karma. Power level right there. 60. Yes, sir. You see that? That's what Andrew wants us to do. Brotherhood, take care of your body, take care of your family. There's nothing to get locked up about.
And then there's also this video right here that a few fans recorded from outside the detention center where you can actually see Andrew peeking his head through one of the windows.
He's doing a keto. He's doing a keto. No.
That is Andrew Tate right there. He's watching us record this video, and nobody's going to offer this perspective that we're going to offer. And Andrew Tate's the only one that's going to understand it, and he's going to take our advice, and he will fly us out and have a meeting and a podcast with us. Mark my...
So yeah, the funniest part here is that some reports are saying that a lot of people were coming out here from different parts of the world to support Andrew, but apparently there was really only one visible supporter. And I don't know if it was the guy who spent $50,000, but yeah, that man that we just talked about, he spent $50,000 to travel from Dubai to Miami. Pretty crazy, right? That's a lot of money. And then we have dudes doing push-ups and shit. Personally, I don't think it's that serious, but I guess that's one way to support, right? While Tate's supporters are doing push-ups and shit outside, his lawyer actually spoke about a few other things as far as some of the threats that he's facing in jail. So apparently Andrew and his brother have been harassed by other inmates, and his lawyer was saying that when prisoners walk past their cells, they call the brothers a word beginning with P. I'm sure you know what that word is, right? And so these allegations that Andrew and his brother are facing have obviously placed a target on both of their backs. And that's kind of the thing too. I want to hit on this a little bit more because in the outside world, Andrew Tate is a former kickboxer. He is the millionaire guy, the so-called top G, and one of the most recognizable faces, at least on the men's side. But of course, behind bars, none of that stuff, of course, holds any weight. So of course, the status that you have on the outside world doesn't necessarily protect you. And in a lot of cases, fame can make you a bigger target because everybody already knows who you are and what you've been accused of. And also, you got some level of money. That's what Andrew Tate talks a lot about. He talks about the Bugattis and the mansions, right? And that's how a lot of successful people behind bars actually get extorted. So it doesn't help that the money aspect of things and the success aspect of things is something that he's always put at the forefront. And that's the thing about Andrew Tate. He's built this audience around physical strength, male dominance, emotional control, wealth and independence, never presenting yourself as a victim, surviving pressure, rejecting weakness, the belief that powerful men are always targeted by the so-called matrix. And now he's in a situation where other men actually control his daily routine. And when you are in the legal system in this manner, you are of course at the mercy of whatever they decide. And I think for a guy like Andrew who's built a polar opposite image of the situation that he's in as far as the control aspect, or lack of control I should say, it definitely has to sting. And that's also another aspect of it, which is Andrew is famous for telling millions of young men that nobody's coming to save them. And now he has all these lawyers and all these supporters and all these social media pages asking the government to protect him. So there's of course a level of irony in that. I think overall this is not really going to be a situation that Andrew's going to be able to just get out of. Due to the severity of these charges, I believe that this is going to follow him. I of course don't know for how long, but I will say I don't feel like he's going to get out of this one scot-free. Now based on his lawyer's statements, Andrew is reportedly being threatened in jail. His attorney says the risk of being jumped, stabbed, or murdered is real enough that the brothers have targets on their backs. I guess the next major question is whether the judge releases the brothers on bail in August or leaves them inside the jail while the UK completes the extradition request. Will they get extradited? I believe they probably will, but I guess we'll see what happens. I'm curious what you guys think about this story though. Andrew Tate is being threatened in jail and his lawyer says that his life is quite literally in danger. And also, what did you think about some of the clips that we played? Curious to hear what you guys have to say, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, I'm out.